Hey guys, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex.
This is the Dead Lounge Podcast.
Welcome back.
Today, we're kind of going on, it's kind of an extension
Of the last
of
one.
the last one.
Yeah.
Where we decided that we were going to talk about dreams.
Yeah, because we started going off on, like, a tangent we went off on many tangents. But we kind of got on a thing about, like, experiences. And I don't have any, like, ghost stuff, but I've also had, like, weird dream stuff. It's, like, similar to ghosts, where, like, if it exists, it has to have been, like, a magical, presence or thing like that. But I also feel kind of the same thing of, like, deja vu dreams, where you dream something and then it happens. Like, that, to me, that has to be something. Like, that's something that I can't explain, and yet it happens so frequently that, like, it happens so frequently to me, and it happens so much, like, it's not an uncommon thing for someone to have a
Right.
dream and then have that dream come true.
And it's also, like, it's kind of a difficult subject to talk about because, like, even if you're talking scientifically, nobody has any idea what dreams are or how they work.
I mean, even to the extent that people do, it's like REM sleep, which is basically the last phase of sleeping. So
Yeah,
really,
and that's when dreams happen, but, like...
yeah, like, the dreams happen in the last, like, 20 minutes before you wake up. Like, that in and of itself is ridiculous. But, like, I've always had, like, a lot of experiences of just dreaming, and then something in that dream, like, happens, or the entire dream happens. Like, I just got a new job. Months before I even got this job, I dreamed that I was in the store working, doing all this stuff, and then went to work and started experiencing things that happened in the dream, and it's just that moment of, like, did I do this before? Like, I've only been here, like, a week, and yet I feel like I've been in this exact situation, like, 2 months ago.
Right. I feel like it's kind of a common family thing where you have, like, the older member of your family that, like, either, like, the family thinks they're psychic or, like, they think they're psychic in some way. Like, I don't think it's every family, but, like, it seems like a pretty common thing. Like, and in my family, that was, my mama. She was my great-grandma. And, like, she had, like, scary accurate dreams. And would, like, just randomly call to warn people about things, or if something had, like, happened and nobody told anybody about it, but she would, like, call you and ask about it. And, like,
It's the family psychic.
because she had a dream that, like...
that this happened. See, I've never... that's definitely not a thing that's happened in my family, I don't think. I don't think we have a family psychic.
That's what I've just noticed, that it's usually, like, a grandma or a great-grandma.
See, I've just had lots of, like, very specific dreams. Like, especially in the last, like, 3 years, I don't think I've had a single dream that hasn't meant something. Mm-hmm. Which is weird, because I'm not used to dreaming this frequently. Like, it's gotten to a point where before, you'd have a silly dream, dream you're fighting a dragon or going through, like, an apocalypse or something like that. Just something completely stupid. But lately, it's like, I've been dreaming, and the dreams have been, like, evolving. Like, each dream seems like a continuation of the last one, or it's like some sort of deja vu dream.
Right.
Like, they're dreams where I'm having full-blown conversations with people, and then I'll wake up, and, like, I don't remember it, and yet, a few days later, I'll have that same exact conversation with someone else, and it's like, I already know what you're about to say, because I've dreamed this before.
So, basically, you're the psychic one in the family.
That can't be proven.
And you're gonna be everyone's psychic grandpa.
That can't be. See, here's how you know you're wrong. You said grandpa. That's not happening.
Psychic uncle.
Okay. I'll deal with that.
You're gonna be... That's my point. Is you're gonna be, like, the older member of the family, like the old wise member of the family who, like, randomly calls people about things you have no reason to know.
I don't call people. If anything, I'll just be that random mountain man in the forest. Has visions.
You never know what'll
myth.
change when you're older. You might start calling people. Gonna, like, have your midlife crisis is gonna involve, like, just needing to constantly use your phone.
Specifically the use of my phone.
Gonna recapture your youth by, like, being obsessed with your cell phone. Because that's what the youths do now, right? That's...
You sound like you're not one of them.
Oh god, the image is back. So there's a picture on his screen that has a texture thing that my brain hates. And it's back.
I mean, really, I think it's like a bone. Like the inside of a bone.
I think so. Yeah, I never have, like, super specific dreams. My dreams are always, like, really weird and abstract. And, like, a common thing in my dreams, I think it's a common thing in a lot of dreams, though, is, like, say the dream takes place in a house. Like, you go through a door, and then you go back through the same door, and it's a completely different part of the house than where you came from. So something like we just played Layers of Fear. Like, that kind of thing happens a lot in my dreams. And I think that's pretty common, but, like, it's pretty much every dream.
See, that's been happening to me a lot more, but, like, even when that happens, it happens with purpose. Like, it's not completely random. Like, a lot of my dreams lately have been about, like, moving away. But they're not me wanting to move and me wanting... It's like, either I'm in whatever town that I've moved to, and I'm exploring the town, like, I'm going and finding, like, local grocery stores and, like, figuring out where the mall is. Like, I'm just exploring the town, and this... In my head, I have this entire place mapped out, because every time I dream that I'm there, I'm learning more and more about the place that I'm, like, living at. I'm, like, talking to neighbors, I'm, like, interacting with people, doing lawn work, like...
You're gonna solidify your place as your family's psychic if we move and, like, you're like, Sarah, this place is, this was the dream place.
But it's like sometimes, depending on how far out I'm going, that in between is just gone. It's like in a TV show where you never see them actually drive to the place unless something happens in between the drive. It's just sort of like a hard cut, and they're like, they went from their house to the grocery store, or it's a hard cut and they're back. You know, there's no, like, travel time. It's just sort of, okay, I need to go to the grocery store, open the door, and suddenly I'm walking through the grocery store. Or through to the grocery store, rather. See,
my dreams are like... I had one dream, I don't remember all of the details, but you made me remember it because it took place at a grocery store. But, like, it was like this really, I don't even understand, like, where this came from in my brain. Like, is at a grocery store, and in this grocery store, for some reason, there was, like, a part where you could, like, make your own sandwiches, and I was there with my grandpa, and he was, like, making his own sandwich, except, like, the sandwich was already put together, and he was, like, scraping peanut butter on the top of the bread. Like, it was, like, hamburger bread, so he was... hamburger buns, so he was, like, scraping peanut butter on, like, the top of a hamburger bun. This is what my dreams are like. And there were, like, sale flyers and newspapers and stuff, like, scattered all over the floor, and, like, Dream Me was just sitting on the ground. And I don't remember exactly what I was repeating. I was like going through the sale papers, like repeating some phrase over and over and over again, going through all the sale flyers on the ground. Like, that's what my dreams are like. I wish I could remember what phrase I was saying, because I was just repeating it over and over and over again, like monotone, staring off into the sale papers, like repeating this phrase as my grandpa was scraping peanut butter on the top of a hamburger bun. Like,
see, that doesn't happen to me. The most
like,
the most nonsensical my dreams will get is if, like, you know those moments where you're not tired, you're like, okay, I'm gonna watch this show, and I'm gonna, as soon as this episode's over, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do something. And then you blink, and then it's like 2 hours later, and you're just passed out, covered in drool. Mm-hmm. Like, those kind of moments are when I have, like, nonsensical dreams. Like, I'm sitting there, whatever I'm, like, watching, I'm watching it, I pass out, and yet I still hear everything. Like, my dream is trying to, like, take what I'm listening to and turn it into, like, a dream.
Right.
Like, I had a dream where I was back in my childhood home, but, like, I don't know, I was just following Tyrion Lannister around everywhere because I fell asleep watching Game of Thrones. So I'm just like, he's in my house for whatever reason, but, like, they're just the Lannisters are plotting in my house, and it's like, I woke up and, like, yeah, everything that they said in the episode was in my dream. But, like, that's about as nonsensical as I'll go. It's like, I'm watching something, and then suddenly that thing is in my dream.
I also once had a dream. It took place at, like, my childhood church, and it was, like, me and everyone who I had, like, children's church with when I was a kid.
Children's church.
All of us just, like, there at the church, and, like, my cousins Sissy and Jimmy, because they, like, ran the youth group and that kind of stuff. I think they still do. But, for some reason, I don't remember how old I was when I had this dream. I was a teenager, but, like, the homunculi from Fullmetal Alchemist showed up and, like, attacked the church, and my cousin Jimmy got rid of them by, like, piling them all into the church van and driving them out to the lake. Like,
that's one way to get rid of them.
That's one way to get rid of them.
I don't know. I never, like, I never fully understand, like, what all of my dreams mean or what they're supposed to mean. I do know I can trigger certain dreams, or, like, I mean, not...
I feel like there's something to dissect in, like, all dreams. I don't know what there is to dissect in my dreams, but, like, things to dissect in, like, all dreams. Like, your brain put those images there in that way because of something.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are some dreams where it's, like, it's obvious. Like, there are dreams that I have where I'm arguing with someone, but I'm, like, very specifically arguing with someone, something that... I'm not the kind of person that will... If I have an issue with someone, chances are I'm not going to tell that person. Because it's just not... It's not important enough to start that conversation, or, like... Or like, open that can of worms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's never... Any issue that I have with someone, it's not that big. It's not that big a deal. But then I'll just, like, have a dream, and in the dream, I tear into this person. Or I'm like... Or we finally have this conversation that's, like, it's been in the back of my mind, not big enough to really get into. And yet I'm having this conversation trying to figure out, like, okay, if I say it this way, how will they react to it?
It sounds almost like your brain tries to use dreams as a form of, like, catharsis.
Yeah.
Which I wish I did that.
I mean, it might just be because I'm the kind of person that holds things and I don't really, like, deal with problems.
Right.
I don't know. But honestly, like, I do know that I can kind of, I do know when certain dreams are going to happen. Like, when I'm, like, extremely stressed... I've said like so many times, it's bugging me.
It happens.
When I'm really, really stressed out, for whatever reason, I dream of the apocalypse.
I have apocalypse dreams a lot.
It's only happened about 3 or 4 times, but every time it's a different apocalypse. Like, there was one time where it was just aliens invaded, and the entire dream ended when the Earth was blown up. Or, actually...
My apocalypse dreams are usually zombies.
I've had one zombie apocalypse dream. That was the last one that I had. Like, I only know that only happens when I'm extremely stressed.
It makes sense. Like, psychologically, that makes sense.
Does it, though?
Yes.
Like, to that extent of just being vaporized?
Well, and I also think it, like, because it makes sense for me, too, of, like, just being a generally anxious person. Like, it makes sense that anxieties would, like, make your brain be like, it's literally the end of the world. Like...
I don't know. See, I want to know what dreams mean. Like, what significance there is. Like, because my... Like, before taking psychology classes... My understanding of how dreams worked was like the last thing that you watch or the last thing that's on your mind, that's what you're going to dream about.
Right.
But then there would just be dreams that I have no explanation for. Like, a lot of dreams that I had as a kid were really fucked up. Like, I'm talking friends... Like, in my dreams, friends dying, and then their bodies, like, fused together to form some, like, massive blob monster made of faces, and it's like... And the sad thing is, it's not a nightmare.
Did you watch Akira as a kid?
I've still never seen Akira. Like, the worst thing...
So that's, like, the grossest, like, thing ever.
The worst thing that I've ever seen as a kid was Inuyasha.
I mean, Naraku. He's
not...
pretty gross.
See, he's not that bad, though. Side note, again, it wasn't scary, it wasn't a nightmare, it was just unsettling. And, also, nothing about Inuyasha was scary to me, and nothing about Inuyasha is scary to me, except for the ending. I don't... Like, the ending songs in Inuyasha were just so happy and, like... completely pulled me out of, like, I just watch, you know, Naraku and Inuyasha murder demons and people. There's blood everywhere. And then just a, you know, a little...
This, like, peaceful,
like poppy song. It's like, no, this doesn't fit. This doesn't fit the mood.
I have the worst dream that I ever had that, like, I still remember to this day because I tried, like, okay. So, my cousins have this cat. And, like, the fact the worst dream I've ever had starts with a cat. Like, you can tell it's bad. Because, like, my dream was, like, I kept finding this cat, like, cut in half in random places in the house. And I kept, like, I would find the cat again in my dream and, like, wake up and be like, no, and try to go to sleep, like, thinking of something else. And then I would, like, in my dream, I'd be back in that house and I'd find the cat cut in half again and wake up again and be like, why? No, I don't want this. And go back to sleep, find the cat again. And, like, that was just my night. I was finding this cat cut in half in random places over and over and over again. And, like, I still remember it to this day because of that, and, like, it's still, like, why? Why did my brain make me go through that? What did that mean? Like,
I don't know. See, I've had those dreams where I've just woken up and just can't. It's like, okay, think of anything else but that. It's like, those kind of dreams, you feel them when you wake up, like...
Yeah.
Like, feels like something's just been sitting on your chest this whole time.
Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis?
Yes. I have, and I didn't know what it was. And I didn't know what it was because, like, it felt like I was dreaming again. Mm-hmm. Because...
Yeah, it tends to. Like, for anyone who has never experienced sleep paralysis... listening to this, like, it's weird as hell. And, like, 9 times out of 10 when I experience, because I actually experience it fairly frequently, and, but, like, 9 times out of 10, I'm, like, coming out of a nightmare, and then, like, I can't move, and I'm still kind of dreaming, and, like, it's really bad.
See, I had a thing. I've only experienced it like twice, but the first time that I experienced it was probably the scariest. Cause like, I have this thing where I really can't fall asleep without noise. Like, TV has to be on, or I have to have headphones on, listening to something.
I'm the same way. Background noise has to be there.
And the moment it's gone, I wake up. Like, the moment, if I'm watching Netflix, the moment Netflix is like, "Are you still watching?" I'll wake up just to push, continue. Even if I'm not paying attention, it's just like, it has to be on, and the moment it stops, I wake up.
See, I also have, because I'm so, like, prone to nightmares, most of my dreams are nightmares. But, like...
Sounds awful.
I'm so prone to nightmares. I have to have that background noise, but, like, I turn my TV on, and it, like, has to be on, like, Netflix, which is something that I can control, or, like, Nickelodeon or something that, like, horror movie trailers won't come on, because my ears will hear that and trigger a nightmare, because I'm so prone to having nightmares.
See, I don't know. I was just... It was just a moment where, like, I don't even know what the dream was, but I woke up, and I woke up in that, like... It's that moment where you wake up, and when you close your eyes, you're still dreaming, but when you open them, like, you're not. Mm-hmm. Like, you've just woken up from a dream, but, like, your brain is still trying to dream. Mm-hmm. But I woke up, my Xbox was off, so the screen on my TV was just, like, that solid blue, no signal screen.
Right.
So the whole room's just glowing blue. And I can't move.
Yeah.
And, like, I can tell that I'm closing my eyes, but when I close my eyes, all I see is the room as if my eyes were still open. Except, like, the windows, like, the shades on the windows were pulled open, and there's just skulls falling from outside. And I can't move, and I can't breathe, and I'm just staring. Like, I open my eyes, and the skulls are gone, and then I close my eyes, and the skulls are back. But I'm still in the same room, just stuck in my bed.
Sleep paralysis is crazy.
So, I don't know why this was the thing that I tried to do. Like, maybe I would snap out of it if I fell out of bed. So I just tried to roll myself out of bed. Like, I wasn't moving.
Yeah,
I wasn't going anywhere.
You can't move when you're experiencing sleep paralysis. That's why sleep paralysis.
And it's just like... It was like, I was just futilely, like, trying to will myself to just roll off the bed. And since I couldn't, I started to panic and I just stopped breathing. Mm-hmm. Eventually, I did wake up. And when I woke up, I rolled off the bed and landed on my face. But that's... It was just that panicked, like...
Right.
Oh God, is this it? Like, do something, fall.
Yeah, that's like, when I've experienced sleep paralysis, it's generally, I'm coming out of a nightmare, and then I can't move, and then the shadow people are out in full force.
Shadow people.
Like...
The shadow people.
And, like, it definitely triggers my panic response when that happens, like... Now, you know, when it's, like, dark and you open your eyes and you, like, swear you see a shadow person...
That's only happened to me twice, and the first time it ever happened, I can't explain, because that was that like blob monster face, all my friends are dead dream. Mm-hmm. And I woke up from that, like, the way that my childhood home was set up. I've slept in the back room on the second floor. And I slept with my my window wide open and my bed right next to the window. So, really, if I was the kind of person that just rolled around in her sleep, I could have rolled out the window. It was, like, that spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I woke up, like, facing the window, and, like, I could have sworn that I saw that, like, blob monster just on the roof, like, across from me, and I just stared at it, and it hopped away. Like, I don't think it was actually there. But that's like the closest thing to, like, shadow person of, like, okay, there's something there. What is that thing? Oh god, it moved. I'm just gonna assume that wasn't real. Aside from that, it's like I've woken up with, chairs in my room, and it's like I threw a coat and a hat over it, and it's like
It like looks like a person for a second. You'd like have to blink a couple times.
yeah, and then the shadows start to, like, fade in, and you see the little divots. It's like, oh, that's just a chair. Whatever, no one cares about a chair. Like, that's about it for me.
And I always have, like, as weird as it might seem, because people go on about, like, porcelain dolls terrify people. And I don't really get it. Like, I get, like, dolls are scary. That's just a thing. That the Uncanny Valley, haunted doll stories are all over the place. And, like, but I have I have a collection of porcelain dolls. And they have never frightened me. They've for the longest time, they're just sitting on my dresser, like, across from my bed. And it's the reason why I don't understand, like, the fear of them very well, because my dolls have never frightened me. And there have been several times when I experience sleep paralysis and the shadow people are out, that, like, kind of looking over at my dolls calmed me down. Like, how can they be scary? They're just porcelain dolls. If you drop them, they'll break. How dangerous can they be?
I don't know what it is. I think it's just, like, the eyes on them. Cause really, the most realistic thing on a porcelain doll is the eyes.
Yeah.
That might just be what it is.
Now they're locked in my closet, and my friends are much more okay with coming in my room. Because I didn't really have anywhere else to put them in this room than my closet.
I don't know. I definitely want to go to, like, I don't know, a dream analysis person at some point.
That would be interesting.
Because there's a couple dreams where it's like, I need to know.
Yeah. I just would love to know, like, what a dream analysis would have to say about, like, some of the dreams, like, what they would, if they would be able to come up with anything more than, like, the
Freudian.
like,
that. Just the what, yeah.
Then, like, when I wake up and I remember the dream I just had, and, like...
See, I was thinking that they would be more Freudian, like... Because that's just...
Yeah, I can't deal with Freudian psychology. So
yeah.
If anyone's like that, then...
I mean, it's the different approaches of psychology. It's like, there's...
Well, Freudian psychology in particular bothers me because it's bullshit, and it's proven bullshit. Like...
Yeah, I mean, it's basically... anything going on with you psychological has something to do with you sexually.
Yeah.
And it's just like... Yeah, but no, not really, though. But I don't know. See, my biggest issue with psychology is just not psychology itself, but the uneducated view of psychology.
Yeah.
Like you're not when you go to therapy, you're not.
It's the uneducated view that usually leans towards Freudian.
Yeah. True. But it's like you're not supposed to go to therapy to have them solve your problems. And really they're not supposed to give you advice. Like we played Dr. Decker. It was a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
That is a game we are a terrible therapist, because that is a game where they're asking us for advice and we have to respond. We have to give them advice. That's a liability if they go out and do the thing that you said.
A therapist's job is to like help give you tools to deal with things yourself.
Yeah, it's like put all your stuff on the table. Let's lead you to believe, I think we were kind of talking about this with tarot cards of like here's here's stuff, here's all this information. What do you see from it? Like, here's all of your problems. Thank you for telling me and getting this stuff off your chest. What do you want to do about it? What do you think all of this, leads up to? Like, like I've laid it out, or I've listened to you lay it out, and I've kind of like tried to talk you through it, but you have to come up with the answer.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. As far as like,
can't really do that with dreams.
Yeah. But I'd love to see, like, because there's certain things, like, in, like, apocalypse dreams, I don't think it's a coincidence that the, like, safe haven in, like, all of my apocalypse dreams ends up being my childhood church. Like, I don't think that's a coincidence.
See,
And, like...
I don't know what it says about me, but I just find it strange that you feel safe in a church, just in general.
It has a lot of, like, really, really good memories. And like, I don't even like going there now. Like, as an adult, I don't like going there. But, like...
I mean, maybe you hit the nail
like,
on the head with the good memory thing.
Yeah, but, like, as a kid, it was, like, where I went to, like, talk to all my friends and have fun. And, like, I'm like... Like, well, yeah, that's all my friends were there. All my family was there. We had a very close, extended family, and they were all there. I'm like...
See, the thing that I would want, like, analyzed if I went to, like, a dream analysis thing would be, I have this, I don't want to call it a reoccurring dream. It just might be a continuing dream, but it's, like, it's so specific of a dream where I've had it a handful of times, and I remember each one, where it's like, the first time I was just... This is gonna sound really weird, but I was in this, like... I don't know how to describe this room. I want to say it's like a Greek or Roman styled room made of like white marble with like those very distinct defined pillars. Mm-hmm. And I was just talking to this, I was like in the 3rd grade, and I was just talking to this little like blonde girl, and we're just talking. She asked me to like help her open this jar of peanut butter for whatever reason. And we just had this casual conversation, and then I woke up. And then I, like, a long time later, this is, like, when I'm in high school, just moved over by the high school, and suddenly have this dream where one of my neighbors is that girl. Like, grown up, dyed her hair black because she's into the goth scene now or whatever. And yet, it's the same person. And I know it's the same person. Like, we don't acknowledge the fact that we haven't seen each other in, like, years. But we both know that we've both met each other before. Mm-hmm. And just a few other times I've just had this dream where she's there. Like, she's growing with me as I grow. I don't know what that means.
Maybe she's a witch. She's invading your dreams.
I don't know. Like, she seems significant.
Right.
But I don't know in what way. Like, she's just sort of there, and we just talk ever so casually. It's like having a best friend who you've never actually met. Like, I don't know how to describe her without sounding like a madman.
Me with all of my ghost stories.
It's just weird, and I really want to know if that, like, means something.
Right.
Because again, unlike the apocalypse dreams, I understand that with those, I'm stressed. Like, with those, I'm just stressed out of my mind. Everything needs to die. Scorched earth. Wow, that sounds really weird. Just scorched earth, zombies take over, aliens, whatever. video game monsters consume everything. I get it. I really understand that. Mm-hmm. I don't understand this. Like, how is it this person is growing with me? How is it that, like, they're the same person from a dream I've had years ago? Like,
there was a dream that I had. It was, like, somewhat similar, except it, like, didn't reoccur at any point. It just sticks in my head. But I had it, like, I want to say I was between, like, 13 and 15. Somewhere in there. But it, like, took place in, like, a circus tent type area. Except it was, like, really, really tall and, like, really, really dark. And, like, there was... and most of it took place, like, just in the air, like, towards the top of the circus tent. And there was, like, a swing from the top, and there was, like, a little girl on the swing just, like, talking to me. And, like... and that was the dream. That's all there was to it. And I don't know why it stuck in my brain so much. I don't know why it was in a circus tent. And the little girl was, like... not even in a normal looking... like, she was, like... you haven't watched... I'm trying to, like, draw a comparison to something. You haven't watched Black Butler, have you?
I've seen bits.
There's, the little blonde girl that, like, she's supposed to be, like, engaged to Ciel.
I kind of have an idea of the character.
But, like, that kind of look is what this little girl looked like. Like, the blonde... like, the blonde hair, the, like... Victorian style, like, dress, but she is a child kind of thing. And, like, I remember it super clearly, but, like, that's all there was to it. Right. I don't understand, like...
like, I don't know, it's just... dreams are weird. Dreams are just really, really strange. And, like, again... do they mean anything?
Yeah, because there's certain dreams, like, I don't think... it's a dream that I had that I don't think it means anything. It was... like, it took place, like, here. Real awkward now. Noah Puckerman from Glee was there. Real awkward now, 'cause I don't know if you've seen all this stuff with, like, that actor. I'm pretty sure he's dead now.
Oh, that
but,
one,
like,
yes.
yeah, he got, like... he had, like, a bunch of child porn, and he, like, killed himself.
I remember that guy.
But this was before all that. But Noah Puckerman from Glee was in my dream. And, like, the nothing from the Neverending Story was coming after us. Or was just engulfing the world, like, in the Neverending Story. Mm-hmm. And it was, like, just me and Noah Puckerman running from the nothing from the Neverending Story. And, like, and that was the dream. I don't think that means anything. I think that was just a random, like, mishmash of references from, like, media that I have consumed in my life.
I don't know.
So I think some dreams are meaningful. I think some dreams are like that, just random mishmashes of, like, media that you've consumed, or, like, people that you know, or things that you've learned.
See, I just want to know if, like, having lots of, like, lucid dreams, deja vu dreams. Lately I've been having more, like, if I'm dreaming, I know that I'm dreaming. Mm-hmm. Like, it's I don't have to do anything to trigger it. It's just the moment I start dreaming, I understand that it's a dream. I still go through it like normal. I'm not, like, controlling anything. There's no point. It's
right.
Sort of like, if I want the dream to end, I'll just wake up. So let me ride this out. But I don't know. I wondered if that means anything, or does that say anything significant? Because again, it's like, if you throw the existence of magic into the world, like, those dreams could be, you know, a sign of something, like a latent psychic ability or whatever. But like, if they don't, that's something that your brain is doing. That's something.
Right.
That's something that your brain is doing, and like for that thing to come true, is a coincidence beyond a coincidence. Like, I used to boast that like every time that a new Halo game came out, before the game came out, I would imagine like one level. A level that it's not in any of the trailers, not in any of the magazines, never seen it before. I would get the game and suddenly I would know exactly where to go and everything to do in that level, all of the secrets, because I dreamed that level before. It's happened with every single Halo game. That is too big of a coincidence to me, where every single game I have at least one level of it mapped out in my head before even touching it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's not a thing. Or just like so many times where you've had a dream. It's like, I dreamed that I was at my older brother's wedding and like helping out, moving stuff around, going through the building to put the suit on and stuff like that, or going through the house to put the suit on. Like, everything played out a very specific way, and then as it's playing out around me during his wedding, it's like, I've been here before. This was that dream. You know, cake's around the corner, I'm gonna go make a right, and the suit's gonna be in that room. Like, everything just kind of
right
plays out, and that's been happening so frequently where it's like, this is a thing.
So coincidence. Again, you don't have a psychic family member because you are the psychic family member.
Coincidences don't happen this often. Like,
I'm just gonna keep saying that. Like,
I don't know. I feel like I need a better beer to be like a seer.
That's what you need to be psychic, is a good beard. That's all that makes it.
I don't know. It's like for a guy, get a beard. For a lady, for a lady, it's a lazy eye. That's what I meant to say. Like, every seer woman in a show has, like, she's either a child or has a lazy eye. Like, or just, you know, is an old crone frog woman.
Nah, just the old eccentric, like.
I mean, I'm talking like Melisandre, like, just wrinkled to shit. It's like, didn't get too good of a close up on the face. Maybe one eye's just like listing lazily to the left or something.
I feel like real life psychics who like fall under those kinds of like descriptions are doing it on purpose.
Probably. Probably. I know, it's like if there was a real life witch and then she actually wore a titfer. It's like, you're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
It's like, wears a titfer, gets a black cat.
I want a black cat.
Yeah, they're cute. I want a dog. Or like, I don't know, an octopus.
An octopus.
Dude.
An octopus would be like so difficult to keep as a pet. Have you seen the stories about how like insane they are at like aquariums and stuff?
Yeah. So it's like, you know, keep it fed so that it doesn't
break out and eat something else in your house.
Yeah, and make sure that it has quality food so that it doesn't throw it at you when it doesn't like it. See, the animals that I like are stupidly smart and bored easily. Like, I like wolves, I like huskies, I like octopuses. Or octopi.
Octopi.
Both are right. Both are right. Like cactus. Cactus, cacti, cactuses. It's all right.
Everyone is correct. There's no conflict. Everyone is right.
That's another thing. Has nothing to do with dreams. but I'm gonna get a plant.
we got off dreams, like
In that last, like, minute. Yeah, I want to get plants. Get more plants. Plants are nice. I like watering plants.
That's kind of tangentially put us back on dreams. There are a shit ton of plants in my dreams. Like, just there. They're just everywhere. Like, growing up the walls and, like, stuff in all of these, like, mazes that, like...
Maze-eye.
all of these, like, mazes that, like, move around and stuff. Like, there's always just plants everywhere. I don't know why. That's just a thing. My brain is like, well, all these, like, spooky, weird places gotta have a lot of plant life everywhere.
It adds like age to a situation of like it's like the houses where like a complete side, wow, that was a stutter. A complete side is just like covered in leaves and roots and stuff, and it's like,
I love places like that.
see, maybe
when
that's,
you just have like vines growing up the side of the building.
maybe that's just your brain trying to calm you down. It's like okay, I know you're trapped here, but look, nature. It's like, don't worry, the leaves got you. They got you covered. Protect you from the darkness of the maze.
It's a weird thing also that shows up in my dreams. I mentioned like the darkness from the Neverending Story was in my dream before. Stuff from the Neverending Story shows up in my dreams a lot.
Specifically from the Neverending Story.
Specifically from the Neverending Story. I think that's one of the movies that we have to watch that was on my list.
just an ever-growing list of things that I have to watch.
I don't know if you have anything like that like your brain is just kind of like a go-to for your mind in dreams.
Nope. Again, like lately, for the past 2 or 3 years, I've just been dreaming about a move. Recently, like this year, and I think since last September, I've just been dreaming about like the actual road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting in my car and driving from point A to point B, and just all of the stops along the way.
See, I've had dreams not about the road trip, but about like packing up.
See, maybe
I don't really
I'm
know
not,
why.
Maybe I'm not having those dreams because, like, to a certain extent, I'm like half packed already. Like everything's folded up, ready to go. I have like half a tote full of clothes already, or it's not even full. It just has like clothes that I don't wear.
Right.
It's like, all right, you gotta cut back on some shirts. So, you know, throw those in that one. I don't have much to pack. Like I can fit everything that I want to take with me into barely a third of my trunk.
Yeah, I think packing for me, I'm gonna end up with like less than I imagine, because I've got a lot of stuff for my little room,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have like a lot of things.
I don't know. I just don't know why I'm.
But yeah, that's gonna be like, that makes total sense that you'd be dreaming about like moving a lot, just because like that's a thing that is being talked about and planned.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird. Like I don't know how to explain the feeling. Like it's very melancholic. Like not in the sense that like the actual trip and me stopping in these places, I feel really happy about it. And then it's just sort of like, I don't know, I think it's just waking up that feels weird. I don't know if that makes sense or if that just sounds sad.
It can be both. It can make sense and be sad.
I don't know. It's like there's nothing wrong with life. But just waking up, I don't know. I like driving. And waking up after being on the road for like, really in your head it's 20 minutes, but it felt like hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I haven't left yet. Still here. Oh well. Guess I'll go to work.
Back in the car.
Yeah, it's not the same. Working at a thrift store, it's not the same. Although I've had, like, so many conversations with, like, customers who it's like, I don't know this lady. And yet I'm like, she's like, oh, well, I just moved and I'm trying I moved from out of state, trying to get my life together and or start my life again and need to get some dishes and furniture and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, thrift store's not a bad place. It's like I'm about to move and starting over from scratch, and then the two of us just bond because, oh yeah, I just moved, you're moving. You need to find a good thrift store.
I mean, we're moving to a place that is bound to have plenty of good thrift stores.
Yeah. If not a thrift store, IKEA. That's the thing. I need to go to IKEA. There's like 2. I've never been.
Never been to an IKEA either. I'd rather go to a thrift store though. They're cheaper and you can find quirky weird stuff. And
yeah. Yeah, oh my god, I found a rooster full of mushrooms and peppers. Like, it was legitimate, just full of mushrooms and peppers, just in a jar, shaped like a rooster. It was disgusting. Apparently it was edible. Apparently it's just, like, full of vinegar. But as a preservative to, like, just pickle it. On that note...
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. Edible mushrooms and
pepper
rooster.
Yeah, hopefully someone dreams about that. I don't know. Dreams are just weird.
It's the end of all conversations.
I did it again. Yep.
Yeah, that's the end of this one. We'll figure out what we're talking about next time. Didn't really come up with an idea at the end of this one like we did last time.
No.
But we'll figure it out.
No, I think last time it was just like something about psychics and tarot cards.
Alright, but hopefully you guys join us for the next podcast.
Yeah, post any weird dreams you have in, like, the comments below.
Dreams are crazy and real fun to read about.
Yeah, like any deja vu dreams or just, like, continuing dreams. Just dreams in general.
And we still haven't come up with an outro, but bye.